Hi all, I will start just in a second. So last time I streamed, there was issue with Facebook. I use free, like copyright-free music, but they still banned me, from usage. Actually, they asked me to delete my video because of this. So today I use another playlist. Let's hope this time it's okay. So let's get started. So today I will focus mainly on, so topic is again Go Web Framework, Go Web Frameworks. So which is like, this is main point. But topic for today's video is I will try to continue from the last time. So actually before I continue, like there is quite some stuff happening with this project. So I already have some progress with Echo and Iris. Soon I will also make them publicly available. But also as part of live streams and let's say daily devlogs, I also keep some part of the development and do it open source. I mean, not open source, but in live streams. So usually I pick topics that I don't have any idea. For example, I never used with Echo and like static files, assets. So I use this chance, these live streams to work on this, to learn about this, to do some practice. So you will see me like learning and doing topics that I work. And then for today, I actually put this on screen. So today topic is again static assets. We will continue this topic and also try to work with forum, and if you have enough time, do file upload part. I will continue in a second. I will just take a few seconds break to check if everything is okay, and I will be back. I will keep screen active. Yeah, so it looks like everything is okay. As usual, if you have anything, if you see any issue with live stream, please let me know in comments. I will try to periodically check them. Yeah, and let's get started. So first, let me switch back to the terminal. So first thing I will do, so last time we worked on separate branch. Yeah, this is a branch. So my plan actually, no matter what is the state of this branch, I will try to merge it with main. Yeah, because it's like it's ongoing project. And I will use tags and release to do like this periodic update. So whatever we will do as a live stream, I will mark it as a release and include some links. So this is like, actually this repository overall is a good place to follow every steps. So for now, let's just switch to this branch echo static assets. So yeah, first maybe let's refresh our memory. What I did last time, I had this part. Yeah, so I had this part. We just included these two lines. First line says like this is like basically two different ways of of including some like static files as part of your application. Taken from documentation. We will get back to documentation in a second. So this one exposes given folder. In our case, it's assets under URL. So we expose this folder under static. In another one, we do a bit different thing. We link only one file to this URL. So actually, we can try to run this. Yeah, so this is what we have. Actually, in this page, we also have a console, a JavaScript, and we print some dummy stuff like demo stuff to the console. And main purpose was to check how these two are linked like between each other. And we use root path to reference, like since here we bind all assets under the static URL, so we link it here. So we say static and then structure that we have under this folder. So this is what we do, what we did so far. And for today, what I want to do, I want to include some form, submit requests from form, and then if you have time, add add file upload. So let's start with form. I will open some references. So this is a repo of the framework that we are using, Echo framework. I will navigate to the documentation. Yeah, this is so far what we did. There was one more step, one more usage that I didn't use. Let me just see. Yeah, actually no. Like we are actually using both options. We are using usage one, like this one, binding folder, and we are also using binding for a specific file. So from framework perspective, everything looks okay. So now let's see. I also want to open another thing, which is HTML form. It was very long time ago I used forms, so I want to just verify keys that I need to use. So initially what we will do, let me also show I already have some model. First I will try to bind this model. I don't want to introduce anything new. By the way, sorry for this delay. Because of stream or because of something else, my laptop works a little slower than usual. So I will try to close some stuff. Let's keep Twitch, for example. I will close also Facebook. I don't need Facebook anymore. And also this. I'm working on another screen. Yeah, so we can keep Twitch and I will keep YouTube. Okay, so yeah, so in terms of code, I will my first attempt will be have a form for this exact model, and then have a page where we can submit like these fields, ID, no ID, but type, name, and description. On the backend side, accept this as a form data, not through API, but through the form data, and then add this to the storage. So this will be first attempt. So that's why let me start with this page here. For now, I'm not thinking about file structure and all this. I just want to implement this part. So what I will have form. I believe there was a method, right? Yes. Post. We will use post method. We will have 3 inputs. Type going to be text. So we will also need to set ID and all this, key or ID. We will see about it. Yeah, more than good enough. Yeah, we can also use label to make it a bit clear. And ID and name. This is what I need. ID and name. Type, name, description. So these 2 different windows are different because on the right side I have only source code for echo. On the left side I have the whole repository, including this package folder, and this folder or this package, Go package, is shared between different frameworks, so it's kind of shared code. And I use a model from here. And on the right side we are in this folder in echo. And I need this only for naming, so I don't make any mistake. So first thing we need is ID, type, so what I will do, this is name, and this is description. And I think I need to also specify URL, right, where we want to submit, because it's not gonna be the same page, right? Yeah, action, okay. And our action will be, so let's say I don't have it yet, so I will just figure out something. So our action, let's say, I don't know, submit entity. So this is so far front-end part, right? We keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, I also want to include, I hope it's visible. Let me know if it's not visible. Okay, so I will also include labels, label for type. Is this correct? Yeah, okay. Label, okay. So it's gonna be a label for name this time. Label for description. Yeah, back to the basics, right? With all this HTML, and I want to make it a little better in terms of appearance. So we have it, yeah, okay, so maybe 2. I hope we don't have any front-end developer or CSS developer watching us. It's a shame. So let's say this will be person, right? So this will be blah 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 and blah blah. Okay. Oh, and yeah, main thing, we also need submit button, right? Type submit, and let's say, I don't know, I think there was value, right? Send. Can we do this? Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is the form we need, right? We can also make it like this, I don't know, h2, submit a new entity, and here we go. And now, next part is to think about how we will accept this data on backend. So this part is a bit interesting for me. So we already have some conventions, right? So we expect, like from yeah, let's call it front-end part, we expect that we have this submit entity available on the backend. So, and we expect to get some, yeah, some data. Actually, like we already have post, right? So I think I explained in maybe in yesterday's video. We already have backend endpoints, but the thing is, for now, we don't want to make front-end part complicated, in a sense, like we don't send JSON data, we send form data, right? So this is what I wanted to check. So that's why what I will do, I will have another post. I will say submit entity, right? And in terms of method, let's call it form submit entity, like for now, like this. So we don't have this method, so let me implement this method. It can be very similar to add entity. Let's use the same name. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I'm checking, yeah, what's happening on the stream. Okay, so we have this method. So far, it expects I wonder if this bind will work for form data. Let me check. So it says bind binds request body into the provided type. Yeah, in our case it's entity. The default binder does it based on content type. Okay, so let's set our content type. What was for form? Should I send content type or form? No. Like I mean for JSON or XML, it can be JSON or XML, right? I don't remember what it was for form. There was some strange naming here. Anyway, let's first try. Let's see what's happening. Okay. So we have this. We say AST. We're just testing here. And of course we have error submit entity. The naming is correct. Submit entity. Yeah, of course we need to, I guess, restart. Oh, okay. That's good. Type JSON is to inspect. JSON format, blah blah blah. Yeah, so it looks like we got to the endpoint because I see we added something. I will separately open entities endpoint. Why? Yeah, okay, so we don't need tailing slash. Yeah, so far I don't have any kind of ordering. Sorry if this others is not visible. So what I'm doing, I'm opening entities endpoint and we'll navigate to the last page, which is page 3, right? Yes. So this is what we added. It is empty. So I want to understand it's empty because we did something wrong with this naming or for some other reason. So easier way to check this is, and by the way, so since our model expects a num, let's say, right? So we expect only this values. Let me stick to one of them. Yeah. What was the standard name? Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So we still don't get any values, and this is a good point to debug. What I want to debug, I already suspect that this is an issue, right? So we this minder doesn't work for us. I want to first figure out myself. Of course, if we check documentation, it's probably easier, but I want to spend some time debugging. So let me do this. I will open in debug mode and refresh. So good thing about submitting form, any form, I'm talking about HTML form. So if you press refresh, if it's a form submission, you can just resend it again. So I will do this. I will just submit it again. So let's go on. So we have entity, empty entity. So we don't have error. This is good part. I mean, at least we didn't do anything totally wrong. I want to verify if this part is correct. Name, description. So, and let's check our entity. Yep, I expect it to be empty because we store it like this. Okay. Okay, anyway, so I didn't find anything here. Actually, for context, there is, if I remember correctly, we will check it in a second. So we have these methods, right? So forum values. For some reason, I expected that it will work out of box. So, like, I mean, if you are submitting with forum, yeah, I guess like framework needs to read it from different sources. This is the issue what's happening now. Let's check this part. Elimination, each field can be tagged to restrict binary to a specific source. Okay, cool. So for our model, we can have different like naming or yeah, for like, for example, you can call it ID name, for example, in our case for forum, and just name for JSON, for example. So this is the interesting part, and I think this is what we are missing, what I am missing. For query, param, header, and form, only fields with tags are bound. So meaning that if I understand this correctly, we need to, for forms, we need to specifically set tags. I will check this in a second, but in my case, this is not the best option. Like, I mean, it's not the best option if I want to use shared model from package, go like from, yeah, I need to pick up another file name for this. What I mean is, since this package is shared between frameworks, this would mean that for each framework, I might need to do different tags, right? So I don't want to do it. For example, if Echo expects it in a tag, but Iris expects it differently, I don't want to use the same entity, use the same type. Actually, there is a very easy solution for this. First, I will verify, but there is very easy solution for this. We can have a wrapper method for this. Like, I mean, we can have another struct. We can parse this struct, and yeah, and then convert to our main model. So this can be also possible. But before, let me just do this. I want to see this working out of box. So this is what I will do. Form will be also type. So I am adding tags as Echo Framework expects. So this will be also like this, and like this. So this is going to be name and description. So type, name, description. So yeah, I did this change in another window, so I will need to restart. Oops, not really. Let's stop for now. So ideal option for me is we use the same method. We don't change functions like internals. and it works for as many cases as possible. I understand this, that in reality, probably it's not the best option because, for example, as it was also mentioned in documentation, for example, you might want to do some security checks, avoid some fields from automatically getting parsed, or so on. Like you might have different use cases. But since it's a kind of tutorial, I want to unify it as much as possible. So what I will do as a first step, let's first try and maybe disable this breakpoint. So first I will check we don't have this page. So each time I refresh, I restart, all data are like cleaned up. So because we use in-memory data, so I will just repeat my request. And by the way, if I repeat, when I repeat, do the same. Yeah, first let's check. Yeah, we don't have any result. So when I repeat, I want to check what we are sending. Why it's not zoomed in? But anyway, okay, I will check this another time. Okay, so payload is actually correct. So we have type, name, description. Yeah, I guess one more reason we didn't refresh our dependencies. So let me try this. Actually, I can try it from here. So we are in Echo Framework, this is correct. And what I will do, I will make mod sync. Yeah, cool. It worked. So issue was since this shared code in another package, I had to update this dependency, and for this purpose I have make file target mod thing. Actually, like it does much more than I need. So maybe I can have update on the local dependencies, right? So I could also do like just go get only this specific part. But yeah, I mean, this is not my main concern now. So yeah, about this implementation, right? So before we discuss this, I want to finalize this flow, right? In my understanding, before we continue, so what I want to do here, I don't want to return JSON. I want to, if it's successful, I want to return back to the same page, like as we would expect. And I expect that we might have some options for this. First, what I will try to check, we can redirect to the upcoming URL. So if we get this from root, we will redirect back to the root. If we get it from, as in our case, if we get it from website, we redirect to the website. I think easier option, let me check what we need to provide here. Redirect code and URL. Yeah, so we can So our code can be success, right? HTTP or created, and we redirect to the website. So this is like easier option. So we go back, we refresh, and we say, I don't know what we have here. I want to be creative with my input values. Okay, I will use this. TV series, Dexter, the best TV series. Oh, okay, I need to refresh. Do I need to type it again? No, okay, cool. Internal server error, come on. Why? Can I repeat this? This is interesting. So why I have internal server error? By the way, why there is no music? So it just stopped. Oh, it's better. Okay, so binding part is okay. Oh, do I have any error? What happened? Yeah, okay, so we don't have any error, right? So this is, so it's nil. Okay, cool. I think this is happening here. Interesting. Invalid redirect status code. Really? Do we have any restrictions which code we can return during the redirect? Okay, so for, yeah, I am just curious what is here. So one thing that I know about redirection is we can set if it's permanent or temporal, right? So I want to know what's root cause. Redirect stuff. Anyway, I let's try to first fix this part. So we say, is there anything about redirect? Is that temporary redirect, permanent redirect, default client? Is there any documentation? Redirects the request to provide URL with status code. Okay. So I will try, I don't want to set to temporary or permanent part. I will just say status ok. Yeah, this should do it. Restart. Yeah, it's not start, I guess, yet. Cool. Let's continue. Again. Really? Why? I will just continue. No, okay. I need to stop it where it was. So let's do it again. So where we are in echo.go. Okay, so let me see what kind of checks we have, if I can find it here. Echo. So this is interesting. So this is a check that we actually, I think we are doing, like Echo Framework is doing for us. And let's see what statistical is. Okay, let's use Wikipedia. Okay, so there is, so we can set only 300s if we are doing redirection. Very cool. Okay, so let's do this. So I should say, is there any prefixes? Moved permanently, moved. Right, search was no longer used. Temporary. Okay, for now I will use only temporary direct. Temporary direct. And I will put note for myself. What's the convention when we do form submit? Like I guess there is already like kind of predefined way, like when you do redirect from form submission, what needs to be used. Yeah, for now let's just use temporary direct. Method not allowed. What do you mean? Did we do the direct with post request? Okay. So we are getting to post, we are submitting to post, and we are doing redirect with post, which is, yeah, which is a little strange. Entity, temporary direct. Oops. If I do like this, yeah, this should work. And let's do it again. I want to go inside. What was it? Step into. What is it? F11. Okay. I think this will not take us. Maybe here. Yeah, okay. No? Okay. The thing is, this method will use get, and and when we do redirect, it does it with this post. Yeah, so we are doing it with post. So one easy solution would be that we set also method when we do redirect. Let me again. We are doing debug. I just prefer that I learn by doing, but I guess there is already some solution for this if we check documentation. We can start with form submission. Is there any form related form? No. Okay. It is with JSON. Okay, understandable. Maybe file upload. What we do after upload? So maybe so here we return an HTML, right? So like kind of another page. It's in middleware. Okay. What about? So this is all responses that we can do. String, HTML, template, JSON, XML file. Oh, okay, so this can also work for us. Just a second. Send attachment inline below upstream. redirect. I wonder whether we set header, right? This can also help to understand. Patch to file. Let me try this one, because like what we are, in case of success, we want to redirect to let me comment this one. So in terms of success, we want to redirect to the empty form, right? So, but in terms of error, it can be that we want to get back to the same page and show some errors. So this is another case that I would like to check later. But for now, let's do context.file, and our file will be this one. Okay, so we cannot do refresh anymore. Website. For now, let's just try to see if it works. Okay, so, and we can see. So it worked, right? So we don't redirect, right? So let me see. We can actually cannot see it here. I'm thinking if I can anyhow see it here. Maybe let's try again. I don't know. House. Another list. So what we did now, so it's still loading. So we have submit to submit entity. Post. Oh, okay. So I see now. So now our URL is the same, right? So we don't get back to the website. We use the same. We keep the same URL which we did submission, right? So it was submit entity. Okay, so like, I mean, this opens up a few challenges that I need to check in documentation first. And actually there is also a kind of few options we can use. First, we can submit on the same URL, so we don't. Actually, I think this is the best option. Let me try this very quickly. So we can do this. We set this URL, right? And then we say that on this website, we also, and we know that this file is doing get, right? So this is by default. And then we can say on the same URL, we also do submit, right? So usually you don't have such a cases. You do like, it is more structured. So you have entity page, and then on an entity page you do submit. So it's a bit different, but we are just trying to like play with this configuration. So in this case, it can work because we will keep the same URL, right? So these two will now work together. And then when we do submit, we again return the same page as with this one. So yeah, let me see. So now we don't have anything here. This is good. We go to website again. We do this. Send. Not found. Oh, yeah, sure. We do. Actually, now I can skip it if I remember correctly. So let's go back. Let me check form. Okay, so we don't have it. So static files, we don't need to restart for static files. Okay, so we get to the point, continue. We're on the same page, it's empty as we expect. So we need to also check what happens if it's not success, right? And Yeah, and for now it works. Let's submit another one. TV series. It was not Doctor, but AMD House, I think. Okay. Yeah, it worked. So it worked, but we have quite few challenges. Let me just type some for now, so we can continue it next time. So first, we need to understand how to use model without adding text. So there was already some tips in the documentation. We can do like bind them in the same method. We can use another struct for this. Like there is multiple options, but just for the record. Another thing, how to redirect with a custom method, HTTP method. So for now it was defaulting to the previous page. Like if it posts, it was using post. And last, actually we don't have anything else, right? Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, this is not best option, of course. I did this part yesterday just for testing. Probably we need to use another way of binding and also have like static and website differently. So maybe next time I can think about better structure for these URLs. Yeah, let's put this. Organize URL structure when backend API and frontend served from the same app. So this is another thing I can also address in one of our next streams. So for now, I think this is all. It's already like 1 hour. So hopefully we can do another stream tomorrow. For now, thanks for